So, you want to start modding your arcade stick, but you don't know where to start. That's why I'm here today, to explain and recommend what types of mods you should do, corresponding to the level that you're at. The levels of mods will be broken down into 3 categories: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Let's begin with the simplest, beginner. Beginner mods, as you would figure, are the easiest mods to do. They all have to deal with aesthetics rather than functionality. The first on the list would be the buttons. Switching out the buttons is relatively easy, and can be switched out with different color buttons or just replacements. The only thing that you may find difficult is pulling the connectors off of them and pushing them out, as the tabs that hold the button could break easily. Changing the surface of the joystick is probably the easiest mod you could do aesthetically. It's self-explanatory. You can change the dust washer, the shaft cover, and the ball top. The last thing would be installing art on the stick. For some arcade sticks, it's as easy as unscrewing the plexi panel at the top of the stick and sliding in new artwork. For others, however, especially with the cheaper sticks, it may be difficult to change artwork, or you may not even have that option. The action of changing the art is simple, but may include some problems depending on the type of stick that you have. Other than that, there's not much else to talk about regarding beginner mods. So let's go into intermediate mods. Let's go back to the buttons to start off. You can pop off the caps of a button to install foam pads into the button to prevent the buttons from being so loud. You can change the button caps for a concave cap, either for comfort or nostalgia. Most of the modding will be in the joystick. In this case, a sanwa joystick. A mod that I think is a must for any stick is a quick release. It makes life so much easier, especially when modding. You can switch out the actuator for a bigger one to shorten the time it takes to hit the switches. At least, that's how it works on paper. You could change the pivot to make it feel smooth. Change the PCB so when a switch goes out, you can easily replace it. Or you can change the gate of the stick to alter the feel of navigating the stick. That's actually one of the easier ones you could do, even on a beginner level. If you want to see all the mods I've done to this joystick in detail, click on the card in the top right, or the link in the description to see how it's assembled. Other than that, any mods other than what I just listed goes into the advanced category. This category will be quick since I don't have any of these mods myself yet, and I don't have the hardware available to showcase it. So, on to the advanced category. Advanced mods have to deal with changing how the brain of the stick works and a bunch of wiring. The wiring would probably be the easiest, as you may just be changing their aesthetics, but as far as changing the board, if it's not a custom stick, can get quite tricky. For custom sticks, all you need to do is buy the board of your choice and connect the wires to the buttons and the joystick. For commercial arcade sticks, you may have to buy an entire replacement for the current board along with a third-party board to keep its original functionality and the extra functionality from the third-party board. The Quamba, Obsidian, and Pearl have to do this. Also, when changing PCBs, you must be careful as they're delicate and expensive. If you're making your own stick, it's not that difficult. But for commercial sticks, it may prove to be difficult depending on the stick that you have. So now you know what you can mod. What mods should you do? My answer is all of them. I know, shocker. I recommend getting all of the mods I listed in this video. It just comes down to whether or not you have the will and the cash to do them. The mods make the overall experience of using the stick better and can give it your own personal touch. Although, don't expect them to make you a better player. If you suck, that's your problem. Anyways, if you just want to spice up your stick and make it your own, or try to get the maximum capability of what it can do, then consider the options I listed. There is no harm to modding. The only harm it will do is to your wallet. Thanks for watching.